Hey y'all, welcome to Dig It Homesteading. I am Jamie if you are new here, and today we are going to help our future selves by getting dinners marinated and stuck into the freezer for those busy nights that I need to just have something ready to throw in the oven or pop on the grill, those type of things where I don't have to marinate it the morning of and let it sit in the fridge all day. So I hope you stay tuned, and this should be good. And all of these recipes I have not done or tested, but I will keep you updated as to how they were. And let's get right into it. Okay, let's start with this marinated steak. It's called the best steak marinade in existence, and you might be able to see I found these skirt steaks in the reduced section. They were $14.38 and I got them for $9.20 each. And from the little bit I can see, they're over a pound. And you're going to make this marinade in the blender. And I couldn't find my half a cup measurer, so you're going to want half a cup of olive oil. It broke. So this is 1/4 of a cup that I'm using. So I'll just do it twice. Next up, we're going to need 1/3 cup of soy sauce. Don't be like me, unscrew your lid. Calls for 1/3 of a cup of fresh lemon juice, but I'm going to use refrigerated lime. And you need 1/3 of a cup of that. And then we need 1/4 of a cup of Worcestershire sauce, which I feel like I have another one hiding, or 3 hiding. 2. I bought an extra one. 1/4 of a cup of Worcestershire. And then it calls for 3 tablespoons of dried basil. I have 0 dried basil at the moment. I'm going to have a bunch out in the garden, so I'm going to use just a handful of that fresh. 1.5 tablespoons of garlic. We're going to very accurately measure that into the palm of our hand. 1.5 tablespoons of dried parsley, which, yes, I did get out. One teaspoon of ground white pepper, but I still haven't purchased any white pepper, so we'll just use black. 1 teaspoon of dried minced garlic is optional, and 1/2 teaspoon of hot pepper sauce is also optional. So we're going to call this one good. And the only thing I don't like about this so far is it doesn't say how much meat this marinade is good for. So I'm going to just make it for how it is. We'll stick it all in the bag and see if it looks good to us. Well, it definitely smells fantastic. And these are frozen, and you never want to defrost meat and then refreeze it. So we're just gonna hope it'll fit in the bag. And then we'll cram it in. Oh yeah, that's plenty for 1 pound of steak. And then I'm just going to set this over here and bend this meat. If you're gonna do this, I recommend you get fresh, not fresh and then freeze it, but sometimes I have to grab things when I can in preparation to do these videos, and it doesn't always work out timing, so here we are. So I'm going to get all the air out of this as well. Oh, and that's just gonna work. I love it when an idea works out. And we're just gonna squish this meat all around. Of course, it's not gonna start absorbing because our meat is frozen. But the best thing is, when I do go to defrost this, take it out the night before. This goes for all of these. Take it out the night before or the morning before. The morning of, when you want to cook it, and it'll marinate the whole day while it's defrosting. Okay, this second one does not call for using the blender, and I've just rinsed out my blender and might as well use it since it's already got some of these similar, but this is going to be a sweeter, still low carb because of the choices I've made to put in it. And I think I'm going to keep a lot of these lower in carb for a nice option. And to start, it does say 1 pound of flank steak. But as you know, I am using skirt steak. But at least it gives me the poundage for the marinade. So to start, we need again half a cup of olive oil. One-fourth of a cup of soy. And then we need 1/4 of a cup. Don't mind my weird measurer. I guess I only own 1/3 of a cup measurers at the moment. So 1/4 of a cup of honey, low carb honey, or I'm substituting with this Truvia Sweet Complete Brown instead of that. Now we need 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire. One teaspoon of garlic powder. Half a teaspoon of onion powder, and then it just says salt and pepper, so just do that to taste. I say normal is about 1/4 teaspoon black pepper to like 1 teaspoon salt, or half a teaspoon salt, depending on what you're doing and if you like salt or need to limit your salt intake. So we're gonna do about 1 teaspoon of salt to about, well, we're doing probably half a teaspoon of black pepper because we like it, but 1/4 would work good since it doesn't give you those instructions. And we're just gonna blend all this up as well. Great thing about all of this is you'll have food ready to go in the freezer or in your refrigerator, and all you have to do is think about the fact that you might be super busy one night for dinner and get this defrosted, and then it'll be ready for the grill. Or if you're extra busy, you could throw it on a cast iron pan if you have a big enough one, or cut it down into 2 pieces if you need to make it smaller. But then you have your main dish done. You can open up corn or green beans or steam some broccoli, which is a lot of what we do. Steamed broccoli or jalapeno poppers with things like this. And I do have a video on my jalapeno poppers if you're interested. I'll link that below, and I will link all of these recipes down below for you as well. And I want to kind of compare which one of these is better for our family. They're kind of similar, kind of not. So I kind of wanted to do a side-by-side comparison to see which one of these we like the best. And I do plan on trying out some more recipes because we haven't tried any of these. They just all looked really good. So we're going to take you along. We'll take you along and let you find out what we like the best. And please let me know down in the comments which one looks the best to you as well. Okay, so I am going to run off and have a quick lunch with my wonderful husband, which we hardly ever get to do, especially during the week. And when I come back, we're going to do, I believe, 3 more recipes, and it's going to be chicken-based marinades. And I have to pick up another pack of chicken because somehow, even though it said it was delivered, I didn't get a pack of chicken. So I'm gonna run by the store after, and then I'll meet you right back here and we will get this project finished up. Okay y'all, so I'm back from a wonderful lunch with my sweet husband, and I found the meat jackpot at a store I like to go check because they clearance off their meat, and all of that was $67, so I'm super stoked. So let's take a quick minute to see what all I got for that price. And that means I have also bought the pack of chicken that was missing from my order, so we have that to do our next few things, and now I have a lot more meat to do all kinds of things with. I do this in no particular order, but $6 for 3.82 pounds of Nolan Ryan steaks. And I can't really tell what kind of steaks that is. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. So $6 to feed us steak one night. And then this one is a round tip steak, and it is 5.11 pounds for $7.82. Another great meal. And here are the chicken legs that I was missing. I looked up the price per pound, and at our local Walmart it was way more than this. This whole package is 5 pounds and 5.14 pounds, and I paid $5.09, so it was $1.49 a pound. These weren't clearance, but I believe everything else that I got was clearance. Chicken wing. Got some chicken wings. They're reduced for almost 2.5 pounds for $10, and they were regularly $3.49 a pound. So that is a great deal, and this one pack should feed our family with some decent sides. And then this bigger one, on a night I might have a little bit less sides. Oh, that's showing how much it is per pound. So $2.23 a pound, and it was $3.49 a pound. So 4 pounds, almost 5 pounds in this pack. This other pack is just almost 4.5 pounds. So the cool thing about this is that I showed up right when the person was marking down everything, and she was even like calling me saying, hey, I got chicken breast clearance in too. So So she was like happy that I would run around and check out all the things she was clearancing. I have another beef sirloin, and this one's kind of covered, but it's reduced to $6.54 for believe it was a little over a pound. So I will take that. That's even cheaper than the other ones that I got that you just saw us marinate. And then beef stew meat reduced down to $5.11 a pound. So this is right around 2 pounds. It should be exactly 2 pounds. This one's a little over 2 pounds, the same thing. So each of these with lots of extra maybe roasted vegetables. I can make beef tips and gravy. I can make beef stew. I can can them. I love buying stew beef, and it has been incredibly expensive, and this right here is the only way I've been buying it. Let me know if these prices are a good deal in your area or not, and tell me where you're watching from so I know across the country if your prices are higher or lower than ours down here in Texas. And you would think the beef would be a little bit cheaper around here, but it's not. And same thing, most of my beefs right now, except for ground beef, I buy everything on sale because prices are outrageous. So I try to do everything as cheap as possible to feed what is now my family of 4, including 2 grown men. So that can be quite expensive. Anyway, let's get on to our chicken marinade. So I think what we need to do is add a bonus marinade since we have all this abundance. So I'm gonna go stick all this in the freezer that we aren't going to deal with, and then we're gonna jump right into everything. And so I got the stuff out that I got from my order the other day. These boneless, skinless chicken thighs were $3.48 a pound, making this little bitty package $9.95. That's crazy. This store I was at is called Kroger here in Texas, and I think it was almost $3 cheaper for a pack this price. So I need to make effort to go out there at least once a week and hit their sales. It's just not close to me. If it was in town, it wouldn't be such a big deal, but I have to find the time to go all the way out there. But I think with the deals, these prices, they're usually where I get my butter as well. And right now their 2-pound packs of butter is over $8, which is ridiculous because I was buying them on sale for like $4.50. So I don't know about y'all, but the prices have gotten even more extreme. I think I bought some 2 weeks ago from Kroger and it was like $7. So within 2 weeks it's gone up $1.50, so 75 cents a pound for butter. That's insane. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all of these bagged up into freezer bags how we need them to go ahead and get our recipes. These are bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs, and then you saw my chicken legs, which are over here. I'm gonna mix these two together, so I'll have like 4 thighs and 4 or 5 legs to do at least 2 meals together. If I can squeak out a third, I will. And then these, I believe, is going to be all in one, so we get these sorted out real quick. You might hear my AC, it's a little warm. But I like to get all the chicken handling done all at once. That way I can wash my hands super well. And once I'm finished with this whole area, go through with bleach and a paper towel. I treat it basically like it has a disease. And that helps me prevent cross-contamination, which I highly recommend you do as well. And these 2 bags have the thighs and the drumstick split. They ended up with 6 drumstick and 4 thighs bone-in. And that should work fine for my little family. That way if one of the guys or both of them are extra hungry that day, it will feed them as well. So we're going to get the first one is what's called the best chicken marinade. So it says to start, and it does give you a chicken measurement, and then you can 1 times it, which I love when recipes do this. 1 times it, 2 times it, or 3 times it, and it will do it for you. So 1 times is 1.5 pounds It says boneless, skinless chicken thighs, but as you see, I'm doing bone-in. That way I can just bake this. So I'm going to 2 times it because this should be about 3 pounds, I believe. About 3 pounds of chicken. So to start, we're going to need coconut aminos or soy sauce, and it says 12 tablespoons. I am not going to measure that out. I know that that's probably about 1 cup, maybe a little less, which is exactly what I have here. And I also like to roll my bags down, that way all of this stuff that I'm putting in and the chicken doesn't affect the zip. And now we need half a cup of olive oil or vegetable oil, it's up to you. And if you want to taste this, just mix it all up in a bowl. But I figure I like everything that's going into it, so I'm just going to go ahead and trust the process and test it all out. Now we need 4 tablespoons, which this is a half, of lime juice. Not quite what I need. Let me see if I have some more. And I don't, so we're gonna sub in for some lemon, which I have a bag of lemons that way. Let me show you. We always roll our lemons, and that helps release the juice. Lemons and limes. And I can't believe I don't have more of that lime juice. I usually keep this on my pantry shelf. That's why I like it. So I can have it when I don't have fresh fruit. So today is the opposite. My fresh fruit's back up. But anyway, I'm going to throw in some more juice from this lemon. And I actually have this bag of lemons for another project to show you guys. So make sure you subscribe and all the things. That way you can see what else we're going to do. And I'm not going to be too worried about if the seeds go in, because this is just the marinade. I don't plan on making a sauce or anything. Okay, that was right about 8, and we're just going to give it a little extra and then put this to the side. Alright, now we need 4 to 8 tablespoons of brown sugar. It says adjust according to taste. I think I'm going to just put 4. Just so we can see what it's like with less sweetness. And I'm using the lower in carb version. Do whatever you want to do for yours. And then we need 4 teaspoons of minced fresh ginger. So I'm just going to take this grater and grate it all up over here, and then we'll add it in. You can skin it with a spoon if you like, but I'm just going to throw it in grated, skin and all. I find it never bothers my family, so this is just how I do it. Everybody in this house loves ginger. And this was my grandma's little bitty shredder. So I'm really happy I can have it and use it for stuff like this. And that's about 2, well, 1.5 tablespoons, so we'll get the rest done and go from there. Alright, so we're just going to add the rest of this in. And then we need garlic. Cannot live without garlic. I think that is my favorite seasoning. We'll just throw these back in the fridge. I put them in a freezer bag and then just stick them in the freezer, and I just grate them from frozen instead of having to buy them every time, even though I needed to restock this time. Okay, so we need 4 tablespoons of garlic. This is my kind of recipe. And that was not 8 tablespoons, but 8.5 tablespoons. Although I'm not against putting 8 tablespoons of garlic in that. But I'm going to try to follow the recipe for the first time so we can have kind of a purity taste on how it is. Except for the next ingredient, because it's cilantro. And our family does not love cilantro. We're kind of like okay with it in salsas and stuff, but I just couldn't stand the thought of it today, so I'm not going to put it in. Now I need 2 to 4 teaspoons of red pepper flakes, and I'm going to go about 1.5 because somebody in my house doesn't like spicy, and then 1 teaspoon of fresh ground black pepper. I just have store-bought at the moment, and that is it, guys. I mean, this literally took me all of, like, I don't know, 4 minutes. If you want to include gathering the ingredients, maybe like, I don't know, 8 to 10. But that's the great thing about this, is some of these recipes have the same ingredients, so I can just get them out once. And then we're just going to massage this chicken and all these ingredients until it gets nice and mixed up. I'm not even going to dirty a bowl. And we are just going to let that sit while we do the rest. And then I'll go through just before. I kind of don't like these bags. These are new to me bags. And I'm thinking I might not cheap out on the bags anymore and just get the zippy ones, so it's easy to close and I know they stay closed. But anyway, you only have to get the ingredients out once, messy up everything in the kitchen once, and then you have a bunch of food ready to go. So quick and easy, saving myself time for the future, and I have food prepared in advance. Okay, next up we're going to do a peri chicken. I want to quickly say, once I defrost this today, I'm going to throw it in a cookie sheet, put it on like 350 for 20 to 30 minutes, and just make sure the inside isn't pink. And I will probably serve it with like a side salad or green beans or steamed broccoli. We love steamed broccoli. But that's going to make a really quick and easy main dish that's full of flavor. And then this is peri chicken. Believe it or not, we have never had that. And my bonus son highly recommends it. He even tried to cook it for us one time, but it didn't turn out that well. He said it tastes nothing like it, so we basically have never had it. So we're going to go ahead and get some marinating so we can try it out for ourselves. Well, I guess I rolled this one too hard. It just squeezed out all over my cutting board. So I'm going to go ahead and squeeze these lemons until I get about 1 cup of lemon juice to start this recipe. And y'all, please let me know if you make peri chicken, if this is, you know, at least main ingredients for us to know that we've actually had peri chicken. It's hard to cook things you don't know what they're supposed to taste like and just trust a recipe online. But either way, please hit subscribe and like, because I plan on trying to film whenever I cook these to share with y'all. If at all possible, I will. And if not, I will absolutely tell you if the recipes were fantastic or not, or if we plan to do them again. So y'all help yourselves remember where to find that information by subscribing. And if you like this type of content, please let me know down in the comment as well, as we are trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. So I'm always interested to see what kind of videos you are interested in. I'm going to call 3/4 of a cup good for one. I don't want to squeeze any more lemons. For another, if you've been with me long, you know I really don't even like lemon. So this will be a definite test for me to see if I like this. Okay, we need 1/4 cup of paprika, and I think all of them are in the dishwasher, so we're gonna eyeball that with our 1/3 cup. And this is just regular cheap old paprika, nothing special. But this I did buy special hot Mexican style chili powder. It calls for 2 tablespoons of hot chili powder, so this is what I found here local. One, 2. So the person who doesn't like hot here may or may not like this, and we will find out. And with the lemon, This might be a complete fail, but I really wanted to try it. Now we need 3 cloves of garlic. And I'm just going to use the minced. We'll call that 1, that 2, and that 3 because we like. And that is a half a tablespoon that I'm putting in there as a clove of garlic, just so you know. And then we're going to grate up another 1.5 teaspoons of chopped fresh ginger. Alright, probably more like 2, but whatever, it's fine by me. We love ginger around here. And then we need 1.5 teaspoons of salt. There's our 1. And there's our half. And that is it. So same deal. Zip it up, get all the air out, mix it all together. And then you have Peri chicken waiting for you for one night. Okay, one more chicken recipe, and let's see if we can get through this quick enough so we can have a bonus one. Again, this one did not take very long again, although I'm doing the whole rush through with my ingredients and leaving the mess over here. That way I only have to wipe up one time, so I can try to hurry up and get y'all to see this last one for a bonus. The main reason I am trying to hurry, for one, I don't want this video to be too long because these are super easy. But for another, I have some work I need to sort out from home that I wasn't expecting to have to do. So I need to get to it sooner than later. So maybe, just maybe, we might have to do one of these recipes tonight. So I don't know. We will have to decide when everybody gets home. I might go in here once I'm done and just kind of stir in the bag with my hand or some tongs, something like that. But we got one more, and it's going to be a teriyaki chicken. We normally really like teriyaki, but having people that eat lower in carb, that's not always an option, but I found one we can try out. Okay, I had some confusion. That best marinade is the low carb chicken teriyaki. Y'all, my brain's not braining. So that is the chicken teriyaki with low carbs. So I will get back to you for this in just a minute. Okay, I figured out what that problem was, as my bookmark said teriyaki chicken, but the recipe itself just says best marinade. So that made it quite confusing. So I'm gonna have to relabel this bag to show this one, which it is just chicken marinade, where you can, well, that's how you can see I'm having some confusion. But this one, we're going to need a large lemon zested. I'm just going to use this side with the one with little star-shaped holes to zest it. And then we also need the juice. And you don't want to do anything but take the yellow off when you're zesting, because the white part in there is where you get the bitter, and that's not what we're looking for. So I could take a little bit more off, but I think we have plenty of lemon zest. So now we have all this teeny tiny particulates, which you can get an actual zester. You can see all that's in there, and that's what we want to gather up to throw in our chicken. Now we'll do the same thing, not worrying about seeds, but getting all this lovely lemon juice. Well, I say lovely. It smells nice. I always like the smell. I like the smell of lemon, but I do not like the taste. Every once in a while, I've had a lemonade that I've liked, but I'm pretty sure it's more sugar than lemon. And then I have made from scratch a lemon meringue pie. And of course I tried that, and that was fantastic. So let me know if you are interested in seeing some pie recipes too, because I have some really good ones that even a lemon hater likes. Okay, so we need 1/4 of a cup, and this works for 2 pounds of chicken, and I think there's about 3 pounds in there. So I am gonna add probably 1 times more, not double it, but half of what I need for everything, just to make sure I have enough marinade. And that is supposed to be extra virgin olive oil, and that is what I have, surprisingly. And then we need 1 tablespoon of honey or light brown sugar. And again, I'm just going to use the stuff that I have on hand. And it wants 1 tablespoon. And my tablespoon, my half tablespoon, is gross with savory stuff, so we're not going to cross-contaminate that. And then 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. 1, 2, 3, and then we'll do my 1.5 extra. And then we need 1 tablespoon of soy. And then my extra. And then 1 large garlic clove, which is why I'm using this spoon, because I dipped it in my garlic. So we'll call that 1 large garlic clove. Now you need 1 teaspoon of either dried oregano, rosemary, or thyme. And I have chosen oregano, and I'm not going to measure that with those spoons because they are icky. Oh, and my extra for my extra weight. And then 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, such as Diamond Crystal. Well, I don't have that. I may or may not have kosher salt anymore. I think I used the last of it. And then 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. And it says you can use 2 pounds of chicken pieces, bone-in, boneless, skin on, or skinless. So it's up to you. This works for everything. We needed 1/2 teaspoon. So we'll do about 3/4 of a teaspoon. Same dealio. We're just going to mix it all up in an airtight container. And in just a few minutes, we have knocked out so much stuff. And if you're worried about it not mixing in well, you can always stick these kinds of ones into a bowl, but I'm not too worried about it. I know I'll be able to get it mixed in real quick. The more liquidy, the better it mixes in, like that. So I think this one will be fine. This one I would mix together because it's got more powdery ingredients next time, and then pour it over the top. But you don't know until you try. So I think we have enough time to do 1 more, so let's do this. So when I see this lovely piece of meat, I think fajitas. So that should be enough for our family, along with guacamole and all the peppers and onions to make us fajitas. This recipe says to whisk it all together in a bowl, but you know, we're just going to ignore them. And it doesn't say how much meat it marinates. So we're just going to guess that they probably mean 1 pound. I hate when they do that. So this is half a reason why it's good to watch other people test out recipes. In case it's horrible, then you know. So that was 1/3 cup of water. And then we need 2 tablespoons of olive oil. We need 4 cloves of garlic, crushed, and about that ginger. I think most of these recipes call for minced, which is what this is, minced garlic, but I prefer the shredded or grated ginger. I just find the texture to be better, plus it's super easy to do versus trying to mince ginger into teeny tiny pieces. which is just crazy. If you have the patience for it, bless your heart. Okay, 2 teaspoons. Let me rinse this. It's got Dijon on it. Okay, 2 teaspoons of soy sauce. And then we need 1 teaspoon of salt. And it's going to stick in that measurer. So maybe do your salt first. I would rather it stick on my hand. 1/2 teaspoon of liquid smoke flavoring. If you're not from Texas, but you want to do some ribs in the oven, buy yourself some of this. I don't know how well known this product is, but this right here makes some really good food. And it is very potent. So go easy on it. So we need 1/2 teaspoon of that, which that's probably double, but here I just told y'all to go easy on it, but that should be fine for us. We are used to the flavor. I wouldn't go any more though. You get to like a tablespoon of that stuff, you might want to throw that in the trash or make it for your dogs, but this should just be fine. 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne, which I didn't even think about pulling out. 1/2 teaspoon. Add some lovely heat. And then 1/2 teaspoon of black powder. Black ground pepper. So you can see this is going to have some nice kick to it. And then what's missing is 1/4 cup of lime juice. And y'all know I'm out of lime juice, but I still have lemon. So I'm going to go ahead and get this squeezed up and juiced. And I really prefer to have a lot extra lime juice. I don't know if I'm just not seeing it, because I usually buy 2 of things like that and then keep it stocked on the pantry so I don't run out. But it's quite amusing that I have lemons to my rescue today. But note to self, I need to buy more lime juice because I hate not having an ingredient when I'm in here just cooking on a regular, let alone on a video. If I'm out of something and have to run to the store, oh, that's just horrible. I hate it. Alright, there's our 1/4 cup. We're going to do the same old and just massage it all in. And y'all let me know which of these recipes you think might turn out the best, because I am very interested in seeing which one is my family's favorite, because I do believe all of these are new. Okay, so here's what we ended up. 6 meals marinating, ready to go in my freezer to just help me out on a night I need help. So we got the beef fajitas, the easy marinated flank steak, and the best steak marinade in existence. We're going to see how those compare to each other. This is the chicken marinade that's not teriyaki, and unfortunately I wanted the teriyaki to be the boneless, skinless, but I have bone-in, skin-on chicken with the confusion. So down in the description, I need to make sure that I'm going to put not teriyaki chicken. So it'll be marinade, and then out to the side, not teriyaki chicken, to try this lemon herb type chicken. And then the peri chicken, and then our teriyaki. That way you guys don't get confused either. So a couple ideas for the peri chicken. You could do some Indian style naan, or some, I don't know, seasoned rice if you like things like that, and some sort of couscous would have been great with it. And teriyaki chicken, some bell peppers, onions, things like that. Make sure you cook along with it. That would be great. And if it was skinless, you could even turn it into a wrap. And then this other marinade, since it's skinless, I don't know, I might turn those into a wrap. That way we can have like low carb tortillas, and I'll taste the chicken and decide what kind of sauce to put on it. But these are broad and very versatile recipes. And then of course the steak, we're gonna do salads, broccoli, jalapeno poppers that we got in the freezer. If you haven't seen that video where we packed our freezer full of things, I'll link that down below too. And then fajitas, you know, sour cream, cheese, bell pepper and onion, your guacamole, all of that fixins. And these will make great hearty meals to make sure my family is fed. So I want to give you guys a big thank you for hanging out with me. Hopefully one of these recipes will be your family's new favorite. And if you like cooking videos, hit subscribe, follow me along. I've got some more things I've got to get started probably tonight for next week's video, because it's going to take me all week to do it. So it's another reason I'm down to one video a week, which today is going to be late, y'all. This should have went out Thursday. Instead it's coming out today, because with the 4K it takes me way longer to edit, way longer to export, way longer to upload, way longer to process. There's so many different steps that you have to do to get a video on, not just editing and popping it up on YouTube. So if you appreciate that kind of effort that I really love putting out for you guys, let me know with your likes, your comments, subscribes, your shares, because we are trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. That way I can kind of be compensated by the ads on YouTube that never cost you anything, to help me cover the costs for things like this, to show you and test out more recipes and see what else we can do together and just have a great positive time together. So if you're interested, I would love to hang out with you. Anyway, see you on the next one. Love you, bye-bye.